Hello everyone, and welcome to this brand new playthrough of Ōkami. Apparently, I let it idle just long enough so that it'd play the intro. But, no, this will be a new playthrough of Ōkami. Now, I haven't played this in many years. I actually played it on... I didn't play it when it first came out. I played it on the PS3 because I was lucky enough to get one of the ones with backward compatibility. So it was, you know, some time after the original release, but still... some years. A friend kindly picked up the Steam version for me and was like, hey, if I buy this video game for you, will you play it for the channel? And I was like, why not? So here we go. Without further ado, let's go into with delicious loading screens. If loading screens take even that long, I'll cut out future ones. And also, this is going to act as the normal first test video, you know, testing sound balance versus my audio and all that. Make sure I get the balance right. And also, whether or not I will be reading these to you, because the text... The characters in the game speak in the garbly speak, where they're like... But I'm sure some of you are like, Beake, shut up, and I can read faster than you say. But if people want me to do the derpy voice acting I do, then, well, we're gonna see if that's what people want. So, without further ado, long ago, a tiny hamlet known as Kamiki lay nestled in a grove of proud and beautiful cherry blossoms. Each and every tree around the quiet burg was honored as a god. However, the village was not without its dark secrets. To satiate the appetite of Orochi, a fearsome cave-dwelling beast, a young maiden was offered as a sacrifice at the annual festival. With a body like a mountain and 8 heads mounted on necks the size of tree trunks, its blood-red eyes alone were said to curse anyone who gazed into them. No one dared disobey the horrific beast. When the night of the sacrifice drew near, a mysterious white wolf appeared outside the village. This wolf, its coat as brilliant as snow, was dubbed Shiranui. The wolf kept a watchful eye on anyone who ventured outside the village, and made a habit of patrolling the streets at night. Also, if I mispronounce any word, name, or otherwise, feel free to yell at me. I don't guarantee I'll respond to you, because I am a big pile of crap, but here we go. People assume the wolf to be a familiar of Orochi. One villager took it upon himself to face the fearsome Shiranui. The warrior, Nagi, attempted many times to challenge the wolf, but his attempts were thwarted by Shiranui's swift movements. That presumably would bark at him continuously at night. Before long, the night of the accursed festival had arrived. A white-plumed arrow heralded the coming sacrifice. Piercing the sky, the arrow sunk its shaft squarely into the home of Nami, the village's most beautiful maiden. Nagi, harboring a secret love for Nami, was enraged by this sign. Determined to put an end to Orochi once and for all, Nagi traveled to the Beast's cave in place of his beloved. The Moon Cave, a place as dark as evil itself, served as Orochi's home. As Nagi stood bravely before the entrance, a beast appeared, its eyes glowing crimson upon 8 thrashing necks. Orochi stood tall before him, anxious for another sacrifice. Nagi leapt with incredible grace, swinging his blade valiantly. On and on he sliced, well into the moonless night. But Orochi's hide was like steel. The blade left nary a scratch. At long last, Nagi, his energy spent from the intense battle, dropped to his knees, fatigued and gasping for breath. He knew he was staring death in the face. It was then that the wolf appeared. As if to protect Nagi, it stood its ground before Orochi. In the darkness of the cave, the wolf's coat shone brilliantly. Alas, it was Shiranui, the wolf that dwelled outside the village. Bearing its fearsome claws, Shiranui leapt toward Orochi. Orochi reared its terrifying heads, readying its fangs for battle. The two beasts struggled wildly, thrashing in the darkness. Mysterious and terrifying, the spectacle continued. Shiranui summoned gusts of divine wind to counter Orochi's flames. As Orochi closed in on Shiranui, sharpened claws glistening, a gigantic tree suddenly sprouted forth, shielding the wolf. Shiranui fought gallantly to gain the upper hand. However, Orochi, protected by a mystical power, was not easily bested. Shiranui, covered in gashes, majestic coat dyed crimson, stood exhausted before the mighty Orochi. Orochi saw a chance to strike what would be the final blow. But Shiranui refused to give in. With its last ounce of strength, the majestic wolf gazed heavenward and unleashed a mighty howl. Suddenly, the black clouds overhead dissipated. The light from above glinted off Nagi's sword as a beacon of hope. This intro is longer than I remember it. Guided by his sword, Nagi, who had been taking shelter in the shadows, stood proudly to face his adversary. Channeling all his strength into his scarred and battered arms, he leapt ferociously toward Orochi, his sword poised high. The golden sword danced in his hands like a puppet on a string. One by one, Orochi's fearsome head separated from its owner. Just killing my voice here a little bit. Woo! Orochi's broken body collapsed in a lake of its own blood. In that instant, the curse that plagued the villagers was lifted. As the battle subsided, the sun shone once again in the sky. Shiranui had succumbed to Orochi's poison and struggled to breathe. Nagi scooped the beast into his arms and returned to Kamiki. When they reached the village, Shiranui was no longer moving. The village elder gently stroked the wolf's head. In response, Shiranui let out a hoarse and pitiful bark, then closed its eyes and drifted off as if into slumber. Peace had at last returned to Kamiki village. In honor of Shiranui's heroic exploits, the villagers erected a shrine and placed a statue of the wolf within it. Nagi's sword was christened Tsukuyomi and placed within the moon cave. The villagers all looked forward to an age of endless peace. However, this is not the end of the story. There is more to this tale than most people know. 100 years had passed since Nagi and Shiranui's heroic exploits. It happened so quickly that no one in the village even took notice.
Is this the legendary sword? Is this Tsukuyomi, the sword that banished the dreaded Orochi? No, it couldn't be. It's just a legend, nothing but a fairy tale. Oh, he who seeks power, he who has broken my bonds. Speak the words, I wish darkness unto the world. Utter that prayer unto me, and unleash my power.
A horrible tragedy suddenly swept over the land. However, there was one village that seemed to escape the terrible curse. The tiny settlement of Kamiki Village enjoyed the protection of a sacred tree. It is here that the real story begins.
I'm gonna let her read her own lines and then give you a taste of me
Not voice acting the game.
partially because I don't want to terrify you with whatever comes out for a wood sprite's voice. Yay! Nap time. Nope, nap time. Do it. Oh. Do it. Ow, 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 ow! Whoa, are you nuts? Boy, for a little thing, you sure make a big fuss. I was just trying to make the conversation a bit more interesting, that's all. Yeah. Bug, I told you 1,000 times not to call me that. I'm a wandering artist. The name's Eason. I'll show you just how great I am, and it won't be long till you're bound before my great brush. That's what she said. Yeah. Well, what do you think? Even cuter than the real thing, no? What's with you, furball? You look kind of down in the dumps. Actually, you look kind of familiar. Got it. You look just like that statue of Shiranui. Oh, God. I hate him. Whoa, what do you think you're doing? Are you crazy? A handsome guy like me should never be covered in wolf slobber. You'll regret messing with the great Eason. Don't make me use my prized sword, Denkumaru, against you. What's that growling sound? And why is it so dark anyway? Trees returning to normal, huh? That Sakuya girl sure said some weird stuff. The villagers' spirits are being kept inside the fruit. That's the fruit! That girl said that if you cut it down, the village will be restored. I don't know where this voice is going, but it's going places. But it's awfully high up there. If you don't use some kind of special power, there's no way you're gonna reach it. This darkness is really getting to me too. A lot can happen while you're taking a nap. True. Can confirm. Wacha! It's interesting playing this game again and seeing all the lovely 30 frames I'm getting at this time. Oh. How do I... Whoosh. Okay, do I go in here? Shiny time?
Where are we?
Excuse me. Got awfully quiet all of a sudden. I don't remember any place like this in the village. Well, we better keep our eyes peeled. You can use the right stick to look around.
My God!
Yeah, yep. Bite me, Eason. Whee! Alright.
That's an origin mirror. They say once your reflection appears on its surface, your memories will be stored in the mirror for all eternity. Well, to put it shortly, you can save your progress here. That's breaking my immersion. You should save a number of game files. That way, you could always go back if you get stuck or something. Gotta be prepared, especially while you're still learning the ropes. Fight me. But, yes, that will be good for now. Partially because I did kill my throat with that. And partially because I want to make sure that everything in the recording's coming out okay, and what you guys think of it. And if I should definitely, continue with it and all that fun jazz, Aruni. Maybe... I don't know if there is anything I can... Can I look at the options in-game? No? Okay. Options are main menu only. Worth noting. But, I don't know if I can unlock the FPS, because right now I am hovering solidly at 30 frames. If I could increase it to 60 without the game deciding it wanted to, I can dig! I can bark!
But yeah, where was I? I got distracted by digging and barking. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. If it really doesn't play well or look well at 30 FPS, I'll see if I can't find a way to jury-rig it to a higher amount, though I'm pretty sure it played at 30 FPS on consoles. That is standard console practice. Feels a little weird on my computer, but, you know.
Spin!
There we go. So I'll see you all next time for what might just be an all-new exciting episode of Ōkami. Bye-bye.